Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is D Mace's The Rant, and this is your Rant Nation. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Listen, guys, I'm just going to jump on here. This is the Superman review. I just saw the movie maybe about an hour or two ago, and I just want to talk about it a little bit. So, Superman, I had to write a few things down because I had so many different thoughts that I was thinking after I came out. I just went straight to the park and just, sat there and just relaxed a little bit to kind of process my thoughts about this. So now, bear with me for just a little bit. So I'm going to talk about the bad first, and I'm going to talk about the good, and we'll end it that way. The bad. I felt like I was dropped into the middle of a movie, and didn't feel connected. I felt like I was dropped in the middle of a movie and didn't feel connected. When I say that, I mean I needed that origin story. Now, maybe you guys were okay with that. I needed that origin story. Anytime that you do a reboot of a character, in my opinion, I'm not by any means stretching the imagination, a James Gunn or anything like that. But it would seem that anytime you get ready to do a complete reboot of a universe or a movie or a character, something like that, you want to do an origin story. And it ain't got to be that long, just a little something, a little callback. Because, see, not having that for me, I was disconnected. And while it wasn't hard to follow, it was easy to follow, I didn't feel connected. I felt like I was dropped right in the middle of something. Now, something if this would have been part two or movie two of Superman, but in the new origin, I felt like, who is this guy? I felt like I was just dropped right in the middle of it, and I didn't feel connected. All right, moving on. There was too much going on at one time. For me, a pet peeve of mine is having too many villains in the story. You had Lex, you had the technician or the whatever you call her, the girl with the nanites and all that kind of stuff. You had Ultraman, and so they're all coming after Superman and all these things. It was just a lot that was happening. It was a lot that was going on. I didn't feel the chemistry. I didn't feel the chemistry between Clark and his parents. I didn't feel the chemistry between him and Lois. I didn't feel the chemistry. And see, that's where I think a building has to come from. I think that's where the origin story kind of helps connect and build these things in. So I didn't feel that. We moving on, guys. Don't worry, I'm gonna get to the good. I felt a little rushed in the movie. It felt like it was just seemed so fast paced. Soup got his butt kicked way too much. It's okay to take a couple of knocks, but he got his butt kicked too much. Now, this is 3 years in as Superman now. Come on. Okay, in my opinion, Superman was extremely emotional. I get you have feelings, and I get all these kinds of things, and you have time where you're frustrated and things like that. I get that. But he was a little overly emotional. My opinion. The joyride in Mr. Terrific's spaceship did not thrill me. That was not even necessary, nor was it needed. It felt like an after school program PSA or something like that. Seeing them in that machine, like, hey, Lois driving. That didn't need to be in there. My opinion. Bingo numbers being called by Lex. A34, 269, 7, and they doing all the stuff on the computer, and they controlling Ultraman and things like that. That was annoying. That was extremely annoying, for me. So the other thing was, like I said, I had to write my notes down. No storyline between Ultraman and the technician. I keep calling her technician. I forget her name or whoever she was. While they mentioned it a little bit, you kind of mentioned it. Again, there was no building of these things, so it was just like thrown in there for me. Okay, the good. I like the vibrant colors. I like the light tone of the movie. I'd certainly like that. David Corenswet as Superman and Clark Kent is great. I mean, I told you in one of the previous movies, I saw him in a show called Hollywood, something Golden Age Hollywood on Netflix years ago. I looked and I said, man, he'd be a great Superman. Okay, he nails it. He is Superman. I will give him that. He did a great job of Superman and as Clark Kent. Rachel Brosnahan, or however you say her last name. She was okay as Lois. She was okay. I didn't feel invested in these characters. I didn't feel like I cared enough about these characters because of the way the movie was. I was thrust into the movie, and so there was no building of a relationship there for me with them. Jimmy was cool. I did like the call back to Christopher Reeve Superman with Taskmaster and also Otis, the black guy. He called him Otis. His name was Otis. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. They did name Otis. I did like the lettering of the in the beginning and at the end. I did like the lettering. It was kind of a callback to the '78 Superman. It was really good. I wasn't mad at the change of Superman's origin. I was not mad at his origin, from his father. Because, originally Superman comes here. He's sent here just to be saved and to be a benefit to the planet. But on this, it was changed. Like he was here to dominate and things like that. Wasn't mad at that. I'm like, okay, different take. Liked it. The Fortress of Solitude was fire. And the robots were fire. Loved it. Crypto was cool. People say Crypto got on their nerves, but I felt Crypto was pretty cool. Mr. Terrific almost stole the show. Mr. Terrific and his T-spheres and his banter and just Mr. Terrific, he wasn't playing no games. He wasn't playing games with nobody, okay? And I loved how he handled himself, and I loved how he had full control of different things. He almost stole the show. Give us more Mr. Terrific. I love this. I love this. He got a bit of an attitude, too. But I love this. I definitely love this. Girl was okay. Guy Gardner was kind of funny. Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor was cool. However, he was a little too obsessed with Superman. And I get it. Lex has this hate relationship with Superman. He does. But it was just a little too hateration there, as you say. So there was that. I may need to go back and see this movie, and maybe it'll be better. Might be better this time. I don't know. We'll see. I don't really have a push to go see it right now. It was just. I'll get to that in a second. I hope the next movie is much better than this one. I am looking forward to seeing Kara in her movie. I did like how they brought her in as some kind of like galactic party girl that she was. And, she comes in drunk and all sort of kind of stuff, hungover or whatever the case may be. She's a party girl. She doesn't care. But I'm interested in seeing how she finds her morality, or if you will, or her super girlishness, if that makes any sense, in her next movie. So I'm interested in seeing that. I think that's going to be really great. And also looking forward to seeing Jason Momoa as Lobo. Yes. So there's that. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give this a 6.5. A 6.5. Yes, a 6.5. It was good, but it was not great. It was good, but it was not great. I was not head over heels in love with this movie. I was not like, I was like, hey, yeah, well, I wanna, it didn't do that for me. And I think that is partly because I felt like I was thrown into the movie. I felt like there was no origin story, anything like that. And so when you're introducing new characters, there should be an origin story. Even though you know the origin, you still want to connect to those characters. These are different characters. He's a different Superman than Henry Cavill. So, that was just me. And that's just what I thought should have been. So we're looking forward to seeing what the next movie is going to be. Hope the next one is a whole lot better than this one. Again, a 6.5 I will give this. I was kind of disappointed. I will say that. I was kind of disappointed because my hopes were like really up here. And now they're brought down to here. But again, overall, it was a good movie. It wasn't great. It was a good movie. So guys, that is my take and my opinion on this Superman movie. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you like? Let me know in the comments below, guys. And so yeah, that's my take. Again, hit the like, comment, share, and subscribe. I appreciate you guys so much. Have a great day. This is D Makes a Rant, and this is your Rant Nation.